You're not my best friend.
I
Okay?
didn't say I
I
was.
dropped my friend because everybody getting upset about that was derailing the conversation. But you are also full of shit, right? You have nothing to back up anything except for how you feel icky about trans people. And the rhetoric that you keep repeating leads to our rights being taken away because people keep voting against our rights because they don't understand us, because they fucking slept through a biology class and they think that they know everything about biology and neurobiology and the existence of trans people and how it works. You came up here, however, and said that transgender means change gender, which is absolutely false on its face. You're ignorant, and that's okay. But you could just say, I don't understand it. But instead, you pretend to understand it. And you think you know what being trans is more than a trans person. You're playing in my face. And I gave you grace for 20 minutes. And you think that this is a game. I said at the beginning of this is not a debate. It's a conversation. I'm giving you a window into what it's like to be a trans person in the United States. And you want to come up here and debate my existence. And I know, you know that I exist. I'm here as a human being, a corporeal form. But you are debating the existence of people. I would like you now to prove that straight people exist.
Uh, yeah, your mom and dad.
They're both bi.
No, they're not. They just had you. They're straight.
No, they're both bi. Everybody
Okay.
has
Well, you were
everybody
straight at
has
one point.
homosexual
That's
thoughts.
how you
Everybody
had a
has
son.
homosexual thoughts. Prove otherwise.
No, you told me
Prove otherwise.
wait, but you
Prove
did.
otherwise. I'm going to need to see some peer-reviewed sources that prove that everyone is
Uh,
exclusively straight that claims to be.
well, you were straight at one point though.
No,
That's
I
how you had
wasn't.
your kid.
I wasn't.
You told me
I told you
you.
I am attracted to all genders,
Wait, but when you said you had your
regardless
son,
of their
which was,
shape. Yeah. Okay. Do you think that when people are bi,
uh,
if say a cis woman is bi, if she's with a woman, she's lesbian for that time period, and then whenever she's with a man, she's straight for that time period. A bi person's always bi. They're still both attracted to both genders.
uh,
That's how being bi works.
okay. So what's like pan then?
Pan means that I'm attracted to a person no matter what the shape is. I'm attracted to the soul, to the mind, to the heart.
Oh, okay. So there's bi, there's
So I was
pan.
always attracted to lots of different shapes of people.
I actually didn't know that. See, I learned something. I didn't know.
Okay. Now, sorry I flipped out, but I was flipping out at everybody. It wasn't just you. But listen, maybe don't do this. Maybe don't go into the lives of marginalized people and question their existence. When you say that somebody's on the DL and that's why they're homophobic or transphobic, that's putting the blame for our oppression on us. I think that sometimes a bigot is a bigot. And I do think that there's something to that. I am not saying that they're all like in the closet. But what I do think is that they were all given the box that everyone's given when they're born, the expectations of their parents, of their community, of their family, and of society, of the culture that they live in. And they're expected to follow the rules that are laid out, sometimes because of their sex, sometimes because of where they were born, and the traditions of where they were born. And so they stay in that box even though it's not very comfortable.
So,
And they put up with all the rules, and they wish that they could have done something else with their life. They wish they didn't have to go into the family business. They wish that they could have gone to music school instead of business school. And then they see a queer person, someone who maybe grew up in a conservative household and had a very, very constrictive box that they were put in, and they kicked the fucking box apart and walked away. And so they see that person and they say, how dare you get out of the box? How dare you get out of your box? I stayed in mine even though I didn't want to. And I think that is why people are afraid of us, because it tells a story about themselves that they don't want to look at.
Mm.
What do you think, Grace?
I mean, that was very poetic. I'm not even gonna lie. That was sounds like it came from your soul, so I'm not gonna push back on that.
This shit is hard, man.
Yeah.
Like every day I do this. Some days I don't want to, but I feel like I have to because I grew up in the 80s and I never got to see this. I never got to see somebody who was like me standing up for me. So that's what we're doing here. And that's why we get upset. Because this is our lives that we're talking about. In state after state after state, we are losing rights. They have created refugees within the United States, having to flee from one state to another if they can afford it. A lot of people can't. And so they are left scrambling, trying to get the health care that they've had for a while, and it's now been ripped away. Being told that they can't change their identity markers on their documents. And that's now about to go nationwide. Now that Trump has the trifecta.
When does that go into effect?
They've already started to slate the legislation for as soon as he's in office.
Damn.
So we're like hoping we can get a passport before the rules change.
That's kind of sad. I'm not gonna lie.
So just remember when you go to debate these things, these topics, especially topics when it comes to human rights, like the AB debate, these are people that are affected by this. Like for you, you walk away from this debate and nothing changes, right? Nothing changes for you. But like things are actively changing for our community. And you said you're a black man. Like your community has gone through this shit too and is still going through this shit. There is still systemic racism here. I'm sure you know that. And so, like, we need to be working together because the oligarchs that just got elected, 15 billionaires in the cabinet plus two extra with Elon and Vivek, they want us fighting each other. They want us arguing and debating each other and trying to step on each other's necks so that we don't notice that they've been stepping on all our necks the whole time.
I mean, you do get a point. It is only like 1% of the population that holds 30% of the wealth, so I'm not
Yep.
even. I'm
And
not
then you
even
go
mad
out
at
to
you,
like the
though.
5% wealthiest and they own over half. Like it's, you know, it's phenomenal. The things that we will vote our rights away just so we can step on somebody we believe is beneath us, you know. And that's the same thing within the queer community. There's racism, and I freaking stand up and fight back and yell against that as well, you know, like because again, we have to stop this shit. We have to work together.
You know what? I can't believe I'm gonna do this, but I'm gonna concede. I'm a.
It's not a, we're not, this isn't something we win and like we're all losing right now. You know, we're all losing. But we can start to win if we start working together instead of against each other.
I mean, I mean,
No,
maybe.
not never mind women, whoever said that. Like that this is we fight trans people are fighting with women as with cis women for cis women as well and with them because bodily autonomy is an issue that is affecting all of us and has been and we are very aware of that.